Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I am Paulina. I'm the Director of Sales and Customer Relations here at Hightech Grafix. Today, we wanted to take time to make an informational video about some of the services that Hightech has to offer. To start with the history of Hightech Grafix, we were founded in 2008, and since then, we've grown to become the premier contract decorator in the industry. Our number one focus is our customer satisfaction, as well as building those long-term customer relationships. We are the only contract decorator to offer free inbound and outbound shipping. What I'll do now is break down each of those, some details, some examples, and key points that we want to look at here. The free inbound shipping. We have 4 vendors right now in that free inbound program. That is Sanmar, Alpha Broder, S&S, and Cutter and Buck. If you go to any of those vendors and you order on their website, as long as you put the address, Hightech Grafix, the shipping will take off and it'll ship to us for free. It does not matter how many pieces or how many warehouses you have to order from, it'll all come to us for free. Great program here. What we have done to take it up a notch is we have added, and if you utilize these 4 vendors for ordering your apparel, that gives us the opportunity, if there's any mispulls, short ships, damaged goods, to take care of that with the vendor directly. That saves about a day and a half on average of production time with the going back and forth. So we highly advise you utilize this free inbound program for that service alone. Is absolutely great. I will say we do keep that line of communication very clear and open with you, our customer, as well, to let you know, unfortunately, you ordered black shirts, Sanmar sent red shirts. We're getting it fixed with them, but this is just a quick update. So great service here. All right, this is an example of what Sanmar's PSST portion will look like. When you get to the ship and pay tab is when you'll see that PSST option. The Alpha Broder Impact, once you get to the order summary page, you'll see that red freight savings there, and that shows you savings you have for utilizing that free inbound program. And then lastly, the S&S, you'll also see in red, you saved on shipping. Great tool here. Under that shipping method, make sure that Fort Worth option is clicked, and it is that 0 charge there. All right. Moving on to the outbound shipping. FedEx is our preferred carrier for this outbound program. How this process works, if you order short sleeves, long sleeves, polos, or caps, and your decoration invoice with us is over $100, it'll ship to one location for free. Now, this does cap at $200. So that is on average about 1,600 shirts, or 1 pallet will ship to one location for free. Now, if your shipping goes over that, let's say it's $300 in shipping, we will still honor that $200 ship credit, and you would be responsible for the rest. This does count for intercontinental US only, and if you need any expedited shipping services, this does void the free shipping. This is a great option if you are on the fence of, is this going to qualify for free shipping or not? Send us an email at sales@Hightech Grafix, and our team is ready to help you with that. All right, the next thing we want to talk about is our packaging. We've upgraded our packaging materials because we know and understand that this presentation to our end customer means everything. Our boxes are the double-walled boxes, so in case multiple boxes are stacked on top of each other during transit, that does help reinforce it that they won't be crushed during the process. We've upgraded our tape. We do use the reinforced craft tape. It has the fiberglass yarns in there to help hold that package sturdy, and the tape won't be peeling off when your customer receives their package. And then lastly, every box that leaves our facility will have that plastic liner insert to help protect the goods in case any water or anything gets spilt on the box while in transit. This is huge for us. We understand that once the customer receives their box and they open it, we want them to see all these great things that we're doing to help protect their goods in that transit process. So moving on to our current decoration methods. Right now we are mastering what we know, and that is screen print, embroidery, and the new one, direct to film. We'll break down each of these and talk about some of the great options here. All right, let's talk about our screen printing options. So internally we do use plastisol inks. We have a breakdown of our color chart. When you're logged into your account, you can see our standard colors. We do have the option of PMS matching if needed. As far as certain screen printing options, we have the spot color. We have the spot color with the halftones, as well as our simulated process. Simulated process is a great option to show you can get a full color image if these separations are done correctly. So once you hit the higher quantity, you do want to look at going and possibly into that simulated process option. And what we do here is, if you have any questions on the art, how should we print this? If you'll just email sales at Hightech Grafix, the team can look at the art with our art department and give you our best recommendations. All right, let's move on to embroidery and direct to film. So for embroidery, we do utilize isocore threads. Again, the same as our screen print. We do have a thread chart listed when you log into your account on our website, and it'll show you all of our thread options. Embroidery, we do have the option for sew outs. If it's your first one and you're trying to match a previous one we've done elsewhere, we highly advise that we do a sew out to match. So definitely reach out about that, and then we'll move on to a little more details on each of these on the next slide. All right, so this is our screen printing pricing. We like to share this with you because, again, to be transparent, our underbase does count an additional color and setup. So if it's white on the black, that is 2 colors and 2 setups. We have a breakdown chart at the top, and then our goal here is not to have any surprises on invoices. So I highly suggest looking over the additional print options here, such as the hoodie fees and the sleeve fees. We can help quote any order that you need. We have 2 great options for that. We have the screen printing quoting tool that I'll show you a picture a little later in the slide. And then you can email sales at Hightech Grafix, and we can help you with whatever quotes that you need. This does show our screen print charges, our repeats, our color changes, and our PMSs. All right, we've utilized this in our pricing guide to mix up from the standard front and back printing. So if you have a customer who's always done the front and back, these are some unique locations that you can offer. There is an additional fee to that. So again, being transparent here, definitely check these out for just something different to offer your customers. Now, this is our standard placement. So if an order gets sent to us and it does not have any specific details, this is where each print will be placed. Great thing to look at. Again, not standard across all printers, so we do want to encourage you to utilize this when setting up your orders. Now, if it is a custom placement that you want, or a very precise placement, just list that on your PO and we'll make sure it gets added on the proof that gets sent out. So on this screen, we do want to talk about printing on youth versus adult garments. We highly advise 2 sets of screens for this process. However, we do understand that some customers are okay with the 1 set of screens. And doing the 1 set of screens, we will have to go to match the smallest garment that will need to be printed. So this is just a diagram that you can share with your customers or internally to show what a 10-inch print will look like on an adult garment. All right, moving to embroidery prices. Again, this is the breakdown of our pricing. To go over, please review any additional fees on there. We'd love to help quote if you have any questions. If you have a logo and you need help with a stitch estimate, just email sales at Hightech Grafix and we'll get you taken care of. We do offer digitizing services. That is $5 for 1,000 stitch. And going down each of these, we just strongly advise just to slow down and read through those. And if you have any questions, please reach out on this. Private label, we've seen this become more and more popular as of recently. This is your custom tag printing. So the great thing about your custom tag printing is it does give that unique design to the shirt. Looking at this, the minimum of the whole order needs to be 48 pieces, not per size. It is the whole order in general. The setup is per size, and there is a minimum of $20, even if it is just one size of shirts. Again, this is something we can help quote out for you. You would have your setup per size, and then you would have your one pass of your screen print charges. All right, direct-to-film pricing. This is just a breakdown of our direct-to-film pricing. I want to slow down and talk about direct-to-film just a little bit here. So direct-to-film is newer to the industry. It is somewhat taking place of the DTG. Direct-to-film is great because it can go on any type of apparel. It does not have to be pre-treated, and it does not have to be cotton items. So what we strongly advise for direct-to-film, if you have the smaller runs but large colors, you definitely want to quote out which is going to be your best option. Do we want to look at screen print? Do we want to look at direct-to-film? What we have found is definitely for the smaller runs that you want to do your direct-to-film, because direct-to-film is not charged per color, it's charged per location of print. So if you have 8, 10, 12 colors, it is a CMYK process, so you're just paying that $10 setup per location of print. As what compared to the screen printing, you are paying per color. Now, I will say, once you hit that 144 price range and going in the higher quantities, you definitely want to quote out both of them, because you do get to a point in the screen printing where that is more cost effective than to do the direct to film. So we can help with that. Definitely, again, email sales@Hightech Grafix. Ask us to quote both ways. We'll help you out. All right, let's talk about our finishing department. We have the option to fold, polybag, and apply labels if needed. We do have an automatic polybagging machine that does have the upgraded choke hazard bags that the items go into, and they are heat sealed on both sides. Great option here. If you want to supply your labels, you can, or we can create the labels for you, the UPC codes, whatever you need, if you'll just let us know. What is also listed on here as well are a few additional fees that come with the finishing department. If you have a job that does require finishing, we highly advise you email in and we'll give you a full breakdown. We'll get on the phone, we'll talk about all the details and get you a quote that so there's no surprises at the end. To highlight what's on here, that is the handling fee. We do have a handling fee per order. It is $250 per box with a 2-box minimum. All right, so great options here. If you have any finishing questions, please email us. Again, all of them are very custom, so we definitely want to talk about each one of them. All right, let's move on to our screen printing tool. This is a great tool to utilize anytime during the day. You can definitely email in for a quote, but this is actually your fastest method to get a screen print quote. It does list out everything that you need to fill out, and then you can download it as a PDF, attach it with your purchase order and your artwork, and we will double check that for you. We do take pride in reaching out prior to charging any card or anything if the pricing does not match. Again, we do not want any surprises on our end. We want full transparency here on what you are paying for. So definitely check this tool out. It is on hightechgrafix.com once you're logged into your account. It's on the side when you go to client access. This is one of my favorite parts because organization is key here in being the most productive that you can. So what we've created is a customer facing page. This is our customer tracking page. So this would have all of your details in it, orders that are active, proofing, and completed. So it'll say what stage they're in. So you can see here we have an approved and we have a proofing one. And then at the bottom, you can see your completed. What's great about this is if you thought that you approved that proof, but it's still in proofing there, it does give you that sense of, oh, hey, maybe I need to go back in. But not only that, you can pull your older invoices to see what you've paid previously. These invoices do get updated once they're completed with the tracking number on there as well. This can be accessed 24/7. So if, again, you're working nights, weekends, and you need to know, are all my orders in? Are they active? What is my estimated completion date? Definitely check out this. It's just a great organization tool that we offer. All right, let's go over the frequently asked questions. Number one that we do get asked quite a bit is, do you decorate for retail businesses? The answer is absolutely no. We do feel like that is a conflict of interest. We focus on our partnership that we build with our contract customers only. So we do not accept any retail orders. How do I place an order? You can place an order by sending us a detailed purchase order via email along with your art, or you can use the online order form when you're logged into your account. Again, just go to that client area. There's that button to say place an order. We strongly advise using the online order form because it asks all the questions that we know that we need for details so that there's no delay in entering the order. But again, emailing purchase orders is just great too. We will reach out if we need any more details. What are your turnaround times? Now we know turnaround times do change seasonally. As of right now, our turnaround times are 5 to 7 business days for screen print and direct to film. Embroidery is 7 to 10 business days. Now, what I like to say about this, since you could be watching this video anytime, definitely email in if you have a time-sensitive project or if you're checking out different seasons, busy time of the year, you definitely want to email in and we'll tell you what our production times are. But we pride ourselves in sticking to that 5 to 7 business days after proof approval and payment. Again, I like to be transparent about that. When you email in the order, we do still have to take the details and import them into our system. So our production time does not start until the proof is approved. If there's no delay in payment or apparel shipping in, then we honor that date that you approve the proof as your production start date. How do I get a quote? Again, we talked about this, but the fastest way to get a quote is to utilize for screen print is to utilize that quoting tool. However, for any other department, direct to film, embroidery, as of now, definitely email in and our team knows all these quotes are urgent to get back to you so that you can win that order. How does spoilage policy work? So our spoilage policy is 2 to 3% depending on the size of the order. That is kind of standard across the board. But what we have done is we've taken it a step further and what we've tried to counteract that spoilage, because we know that humans print the shirt, but we know that there are those orders where you have to have that exact quantity. So what we have come up with is a policy to, again, counteract that. And that goes into the next question. What is spoilage allowance? So spoilage allowance is the policy that we've come up with to help with the spoilage issues. What we've devised is a customer is allowed to order an additional up to 5 pieces per color, per size, per style, and we will print at no cost. So if you have that school order and you have to have a shirt for every kid there, we understand that. We strongly advise to order an additional 5 pieces per color, per size, per style, and we will print them at no cost. Now, to lay that out on your PO, you'll have your standard breakdown, and then underneath, you'll just put a note, I've ordered extra for spoilage, and list out those so that we can make sure they get decorated for you. All right, last question. When do you count apparel? So our receiving department counts apparel in the order of importance based on due dates and the age of the order. If we run into any count issues, we will reach out to you immediately, and any delays in response could cause longer production times. Sure, but what we've done is we have upgraded our internal system. Every package that comes into our building does get scanned into our internal system and gets organized from there. We have an unassigned pile. If the apparel gets here prior to the order getting in, just gives you a little bit of reassurance that we have some organization for this whole process. One thing I do like to talk about on when we count apparel, to be again transparent about the whole process here, is we cannot count apparel until all the packages have arrived. So let's say you have to order one from Texas, which is only about an hour from here, and then you have to order from Washington. We cannot count the apparel until the Washington location gets here. Again, we do prioritize these definitely by due date and age of order. So we will be contacting you, letting you know, hey, looks like this package did get lost. We're working on getting it fixed for you. Whatever we can do to keep the order on track, that's what we are dedicated to do to help you. All right, 3 great ways to contact us. Email sales@hightechgrafix.com. If you need a quote, that is a great way. If it is urgent, feel free to call us. And then we also have the chat tool on our website. So go to hightechgrafix.com. You'll see a little bubble where you can hit chat now, and one of our representatives will be in there momentarily to help you. All right. Thank you so much for listening to all this information. I know it's a lot. If you have any questions, anything, I'd love to get on the phone and talk to you more about our processes. Slow down, listen to how your business works versus ours, and see how we can work together.